Yeah. They told you what to think, not how to think. Time to wake up. Deprogrammed. Yeah. Static in my head, yeah, they feed it through the screen. Every headline scripted, every angle too clean. They sell fear, sell lies, dress it up as truth. But I see through the smoke, yeah, I'm back to the root. They don't want faith, they want blind compliance. Cancel conviction, silence defiance. But I got fire, ain't hiding that light. Truth in my chest, yeah, I came to fight. They twist what's real, redefine right. Call wrong, progress keep dimming the light. But I read between lines, I don't follow the wave. I was lost, now I'm found, yeah, I broke from the cave. I won't bow, I won't bend. Truth don't change with the trend. Through the noise, through the lies, I can finally see with open eyes. Break the signal, cut the lies. Hear the truth, it never dies. Turn it up, let it roar. We ain't playing this game no more. Deprogrammed, yeah we rise. Faith and fire in our eyes. Stand tall, unashamed, we were lost, but now we're deprogrammed. Into a joke, make conviction feel old. But I stand on the word, yeah, solid, unshaken. Every lie they built up, yeah, it's all gonna break it. I see culture shift quick like sand in a tide. But truth don't drift, it don't run, it don't hide. They can mock, they can shout, try to bury the name. But the light breaks through, yeah, bursts to the shame. This ain't rage, this is purpose and aim. We bring heat, but we ain't get the flame. Not programmed, not bought, not sold. We speak life, we don't fold. Yeah. It's more than a podcast. It's a wake-up call. Faith over fear. Truth over all. You don't gotta stay asleep. You don't gotta play along. Break the chains. Find your voice. This where you belong.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome in. I'm Joshua Cummins, and you're listening to Deprogrammed Podcast, the Deprogrammed Podcast by Revolver Broadcasting on EA Truth Radio, brought to you by EternalAffairsMedia.com. The website, again, is EternalAffairsMedia.com. I see you over there on YouTube, Curtis. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you. Just a reminder, guys, that you need to, once again, I said, you need to visit that website, EternalAffairsMedia.com. Make sure you're checking out all things Eternal Affairs. Plenty of things to see over there. And just before we get things kicked off, I want to remind everybody as well that they need to get themselves over to mypillow.com. Why? Oh, I don't know. Because I happen to love MyPillow. I don't know about you guys, but I happen to love MyPillow. I own two of them. And best sleep I've ever gotten. That's why I own two of them, because it's like, man, if one's great, two is even better. And so that's why I bought two MyPillows. And if you'd like to support our Truthful Media ministry, as well as Mike Lindell and Fair Elections. Use promo code ETERNAL at mypillow.com. The promo code is ETERNAL, ETERNAL. You can get up to 88% off depending upon what sales are going on, what sales they're running. They have many products besides my pillows. There's slippers, there's sheets, there's all kinds of fantastic these robes. It's pretty great to just get out of the shower and just throw on a robe, right? Just go take a look today. Remember to use promo code ETERNAL at mypillow.com. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, we got a whole bunch of stuff to cover, and we're going to be talking about Rand Paul's reaction to a hand gesture made by Fauci's wife. We're going to be talking about NBA players making their offers to come over and play in the WNBA. They're going to be talking about the Francesca Hong and her ousting, so to speak. We're going to be talking about how Samuel Alito does it again, makes a big announcement. We're going to be talking about once again, they're talking about it, aliens, UFOs, ooh, scary. They gotta perpetuate that, and of course, talk a little bit about the ballroom, the White House ballroom, and that'll be our last story there. So we got a lot to cover tonight, or today, this afternoon, whichever way you want to look at it. A lot to cover. But before we do, I want to make sure that you guys are hitting that like button. I would really, really appreciate if you smash that like button. Make sure that you're following or subscribed, depending upon the platform you're viewing or listening on. Making sure that you're commenting. Don't just comment in the live chat, although that's great. Comment in the comment section below the video. 6 words or more. If you comment 6 words or more in the comment section below the video, something really special happens. New viewers show up. I don't know how that happens, but it's like a thing that we found out through happenstance, and over on my home network, Revolver Broadcasting. So if you haven't seen Revolver Broadcasting, you can follow us as well. But yeah, 6 words or more in that comment section below, and more viewers will show up. It's crazy. It breaks the algorithm, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now you can also go through and follow or subscribe, of course, depending upon the platform you're viewing or listening on, and make sure that you're sharing this content, because, well, sharing is caring. That's right. And it is the more you know, right? The more you know. So let's head on over to the news desk, shall we? Just do a little jaunting over there. I have to switch between screens. Sometimes it gets the wrong one. Now we're over here at the news desk. We're gonna do this little special ordeal here where as soon as I can find the graphic here. There we go. I see that wonderful hand gesture. Dr. Fauci's wife just decides to show everybody that they're number one. They're number one. But our first article of the day comes from the Red State. It's pure gold. Rand Paul's perfect reaction to Fauci's wife's rude gesture, as you see here depicted, after the contempt vote. As they reported, Thursday was a tough day for Dr. Fauci, the former director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, NIAID. The Senate Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee, led by Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, who's a doctor, by the way, voted to hold him in contempt of Congress in a party line vote, 8-5, plus 2 nay votes by proxy, after he invoked the Fifth Amendment 111 times. when they questioned him during a hearing on July 29th. Paul then referred the case to the Department of Justice for consideration, so which means Janine Pirro will take that over. Then later in the day, Fauci was spotted outside his house with his wife. Neither was a happy camper, of course. As you can see, he looks like a kid who's been caught, doesn't he? He looked like that when he was in court too. He couldn't look at nobody when he were not court, but in the Senate hearing, he looked just like this. This is the face. He didn't look up. When a little kid gets caught doing something, that they know. That's his face right there. He knew that they knew what he did, and just like a little kid, I'm gonna give my sad face, my best sad face, but you're caught. But they weren't happy campers, and they didn't have to face scrutiny for the media. He was sullen looking. You had to know the negative attention, possible consequences had to be getting to a man who seemed so enamored of attention. But as they reported, it was his wife, Christine Grady, who really expressed her disturbance, flipping off a photographer from her car. There were some great reactions to the tweet, but the perfect reply, of course, was from Senator Rand Paul. He said, "Is this how you plead the fifth in sign language?" She can flip people off, but the DOJ is still going to be looking into whether to pursue the contempt action against her husband. So they can be sour all they want, but it won't stop that. We'll have to see what, if anything, comes of the referral, or any actions being contemplated. What a far cry from when he was celebrated, such as when the New York Times wrote about Fauci's last day in government back in 2022. I'm not going to read that little snippet. It says it's not his narcissism, so you see, it's just he can't deny the fans. Can't deny the fans their love for him. The owner of X, Elon Musk, weighed in at the time on the photos. Now the times have changed. How the times have changed. Oh my goodness. Times have changed, and the truth is coming out. Now, I've been talking about the truth coming out for a long, long time. For a long, long time. If you've been following me over there on Revolver Broadcasting for the past 5 years, you know that I've been talking about the truth coming out for a long, long time. That, I've been called conspiracy theorist. I've been called hate monger, grandma killer. Why don't you wear your mask? Blah 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 blah. All the profanity. And I said, "Oh, just wait and see." I haven't missed yet. Go back and look at any predictions I made. What's going to come? What's going to come out as truth? And I haven't missed yet, at least politically. Now, I had changed my mind on quite a few things when it came to the Bible, because I learned more. I was definitely humbled there. God keeps things fresh when it comes to His word, so I'm going to forever be a student of that. But when it comes to the political theater, it was almost like I had a crystal ball, and I don't do any of that necromancy, crystal ball stuff. I just knew, because you just take a look at the situations. You say, okay, this is going to have a bad outcome. And so, it came from a wet market and a bat in a wet market. And I was like, you mean, so this virus that never existed before, and because we're in like modern times, new viruses don't just spontaneously exist, right? They don't just spontaneously exist. And I get it. Like you have some outbreaks and stuff like that. Like you have this stuff going on with like the lettuce right now with Taco Bell and all that. But it already previously existed. These are known infectious things or viral things that have existed for a long time. COVID as it was before, had, it always had certain iterations. They called it the flu for forever, and then came COVID-19. And as a matter of fact, if you go back and look at all your disinfectants, if you have any cans that are old enough, you can go back and see that it's protected against COVID specifically before it was called COVID-19, and your disinfectants guarded against that, disinfectant sprays. But then you have COVID-19 come along, and this man said, "You better mask up." Oh, it might actually do really good to do double mask. Double mask would be good, but he wasn't doing it. He did it at the baseball game. And he told everybody, "Oh, you do 6 feet apart." And when you go look at his journals, he didn't believe anything he said. He just wanted control. And before you go and get into your emotions, because I've done that enough lately, he will face justice, whether in this life or the next. Don't worry. Because if he sees no consequences on this earth, he's going to see it when he passes away. And all this goofy looking, "I'm going to look like I'm sad and pathetic," because you are pathetic, Dr. Fauci. You and your horrible wife. Who does that? So it'll come around to you. It'll come around to you. God's in control. And the truth will come out. The truth will come to bear. Bible talks about, you will know them by their fruits. Well, if there was one person that was ever producing rotten fruits, and I would go as far as to say the truth is coming out that this man was indeed a mass murderer based on things that he pushed for and caused. Because so Dr. Fauci said, so went the world. His comeuppance will come all on their own. And he has to weigh that on his soul. We'll see what God says. We'll see what God says. But I think that there's going to be something. I think Janine is going to come up with something for sure. And he'll be regretting and ruining the day he ever decided, "I'm just going to be famous." And he doesn't have any of he had all the accolades, but none of the certificates that actually said he was certified to be able to do the things that they put him in place to do. Straight out of Central Casting, as they say. Straight out of Central Casting. Well, as more truth bombs get dropped, we see that the WNBA is going to have to soon put their money where their mouth is. So many of these people in the WNBA keep saying, "Oh, trans athletes, let's do it." Even the Indiana Fever's coach Stephanie White was like, "Oh, I'm not about exclusion." Okay. Buck Sexton said he's going to create a team, professional expansion WNBA team in Nashville. Going to call it the Nashville Balls, and the entire team will be made up of nothing but trans athletes. Nothing but trans athletes. And turns out he's got a couple candidates waiting to sign up for the team. As we get into our second article here, this is former NBA player Royce White says he is declaring for the next WNBA draft after the Enos Cantor announcement. I just want to get this video clip pulled up because it is just pure genius in my opinion. Oh, well, you want men and women's sports? Well, then that's exactly what you'll get. And Yeah, I'll have to play it and then rewind it. But we're gonna watch this video clip.
For purposes of, earlier this week I made the announcement. I'm transgender. I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. I mean, I think I'd be unstoppable. But I'm a team first guy. I'm a pass first kind of player. I do the little things. I led my team in all 5 major stat categories at Iowa State University. So I do a little bit of everything. I'll do whatever the coach needs me to do. I'll do whatever the girls need me to do.
Mm-hmm. All kidding aside, what is the reason for your decision to declare for the WNBA draft?
No, I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair. I see other great minds, other great athlete, political minds like Enes Kanter. Great minds think alike, and it's only fair that some of us get a shot to play in the Women's Association. I think I'd be a great fit. I still have low mileage as a player, and I got the natural fair skin and the nice thick eyelashes and whatnot. I haven't broken out my wigs yet, but I'm looking into some good ones. I don't know much about the wigs, but I'm looking into some. And I just hope that the bangs on the wig don't get into my eyesight, so I can play like I need to play.
What would stop you from declaring for the WNBA draft?
I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the Women's Association. But hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So.
And unless they do that, you're very certain you're going to be declaring, right?
Oh no, I'm declaring. Yeah, no, and I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a black, I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete.
How do you think the women players in the WNBA will feel about this?
Well, I think they're going to have nightmares, as they should. Yeah, I mean, I'm 260 pounds, 265 pounds, 6'8", can palm a man's basketball probably as easily as any player in history. I think I had the 3rd biggest hands in the modern NBA draft combine in history of the modern NBA draft combine. So, yeah, I'm sure that the women's basketball is going to fare even easier to palm, which is a huge advantage. We saw that with Michael Jordan and other great players. So they're going to have nightmares, and they should, because I really feel like I'm going to be dominant.
If you make it to the WNBA, you plan to use the women's locker room and all that with them?
I mean, of course. I mean, I don't want to be discriminated against. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't I use the women's locker room? I mean, I grew up playing basketball since I was about 5 years old, and a lot of women in my family. My little sister is a collegiate basketball player, D1 collegiate basketball player. And I've grown up knowing a lot of girls and women's basketball players. The great Nancy Lieberman was one of my coaches, Lady Magic over in the Big Three. And I have great respect for the skill of women's basketball. And even at the girls' level in high school, you see that the girls have to play a much more skilled game because they don't have some of the physical God-given abilities or natural physical abilities as the men. So I have great respect for the women's game, but there's a significant difference between biological men and women, and I think we've blurred that line, like we've blurred many other lines unnecessarily, and I plan to exploit that for my economic and athletic benefit.
You mentioned the other players are going to have nightmares about you. Is there any player in the WNBA that you think could match up well with you?
No.
No.
Maybe Enes. Maybe me and Enes should play on the same team. That'd be good. We the Twin Towers, right? We think alike. We both criticized China and the Uyghur Muslims. We both almost went to Kentucky. He went to Kentucky, ended up getting drafted without playing. I was set to go to Kentucky. I ended up at Iowa State. But maybe this is the how it was supposed to all play out. Me and Enes Kanter running off about 5-6 WNBA championships.
Did Enes inspire you to make this decision, or did you already have the idea?
I think I was first. I think I was about. I think his must have been today or yesterday. I was about 3 days ago. But great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. There's no time limit on these things. When great ideas and great opportunities pop up like this, you just got to jump on them and ride them all the way.
What happens if you go undrafted? No one signs you though.
Oh well, then I have to file a discrimination lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
I mean that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a huge legal battle about discrimination if I can't play.
Mhm.
I'd like to know what the parameters are. What exactly are the specifics? What criteria do I need to meet in order to be able to play exactly? I mean, is it just a wig? Do I have to cut my beard? Does my voice have to get a little bit lighter? Do I have to do this snip snip? I'd like to know the specifics of the criteria, and I hope they'd be able to defend it in a court of law. I'm sure their pals over at the NBA front office will be giving them some legal assistance. The attorneys over there at Prokshire and Rose will be giving them some legal assistance, but put themselves in quite a pickle here.
Stating the obvious, right? Good old Royce White. This guy's awesome, by the way. Him and Enes Kanter, man, putting the WNBA in a he said, like he said, they put themselves in a pickle, and it's really really interesting how none of them have said anything about this yet. I mean, this has been out in the news for a couple of days now, and I mean there are WNBA games going on right now. As a matter of fact, here in about 10 minutes, Miss Sophie Cunningham will be, well, if you're watching live, Miss Sophie Cunningham will be hitting the floor to play a game against the Chicago Sky. In the last few games, there have been rallies against Sophie, but there's also been rallies for Sophie at the last few games. And hopefully those two groups can stay amicable. But this has been pointed out so well. The WNBA with trans athletes just becomes another NBA. Women athletes will just be erased like Thanos snapped his fingers, and instead of 50%, it'll be all. Every bit of the women that are in there now gone, because they can't compete against bigger, stronger, faster. It's just a biological truth. They need to face it. They need to stop saying, "Oh, trans kids belong." There's no such thing as a trans kid. If your child is trans, then you're a terrible parent. If your child is trans, you're a terrible parent. I said child. If they're an adult, they make that decision and they want to go chop off body parts because they think God made a mistake, then they're mentally unstable and they need help. They need professional help. And when I say professional help, I mean they need the peace of God. The only thing that can be brought to them is the peace of God through God's word and through Jesus himself. There's no medication. There's no magic dust. They need to be told, God doesn't make mistakes. You're in the right body. And some people just are, some guys are just a little more effeminate. Some women are just a little more tomboyish. That's okay. Because guess what? Those effeminate fellas and those tomboyish women, they can get together. It's still a man and a woman, right? What the so-called gay community, they say, oh, they're attracted to the same sex. It's not so much that as these females are attracted, these lesbians are attracted to feminine qualities. Well, get you a feminine man. And for the gay guys, well, they're attracted to supposedly masculine qualities. Well, then get you a masculine woman. Problem solved. And the species can continue, by the way. You're welcome. That's why marriage is between a man and a woman. That's why God created them man and male and female, because there needed to be a way to keep the species going. That's the point of male and female. But when it comes to sports, just look at I can almost guarantee you, even as out of shape as I am, I can almost guarantee you put me in for a quarter, and even I could do fairly well in a WNBA game. And I'm not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but I can sink some threes. And I'm only 5'10", so I know some of those girls is taller than me easy. But all I got to do, I don't even care. I wouldn't care if I'm in there. Foul me out. I'll get fouled out. I throw a few elbows, it's done. It's just simply done. If I box out a few times, it's over. I don't care how great you think you are, it's over. Men are bigger, stronger, faster. That's why this guy said, okay, we'll see. We'll see. And I hope it does get that far. I really do. I hope that it does get that far, that Buck Sexton is able to not only set that up, but make the entire team of trans athletes, and they have to face it. I hope it does get that far. And then when they say it's unfair, it's so unfair. Oh, I wonder who could have told you that. We're trying to protect women. It's transphobic. It's transphobic. Get out of here with that. Liars. Sick. You need help. You need help. Someone else that needs help is Francesca Hong. The establishment Democrats, is coming from Town Hall. Our third article here says the establishment Democrats are turning on Francesca Hong, and it's glorious. If you don't know, this is the gal right here. There's the picture next to me. Francesca Hong, she's a socialist. She's a Democratic socialist. Those words should never, they're opposing. Democrats and socialists don't, Democrats are crazy, but they're not socialist crazy. The socialism is communism with a different face. So in this article here, it says more establishment Democrats are coming out against Francesca Hong, and it guarantees this election cycle is going to be entering, for those of us who who cover Wisconsin politics. Former Obama advisor David Axelrod took aim at Hong, saying her loss in Wisconsin would be a boon for the radical socialist Abdul El Sayed in Michigan. But the R's, hoping to deflect attention from an unpopular POTUS who hangs from them like an anchor, would surely try and link Abdul and Hong as philosophical kin, Axelrod wrote. They are philosophical kin. They are both democratic socialists who want to destroy this country. They've said so much. They've said it many, many times in tweets and X posts. that they want to destroy this country, just like Mamdani in New York. He said it many, many times. He wants to burn it all down and start anew. They want to abolish law enforcement. They want to abolish all law enforcement, by the way. They want to abolish the Senate. They want to abolish the House. They want it to be ran by oligarchy. Like, what was that system called? Communism. Anyhow, Hong said she was driven to anxiety by being in a Culver's restaurant with mostly white patrons and is triggered by her proximity to whiteness because her son, who is only 10 years old, is half white. El Sayed hates Mackinac Island, and probably because it's 57% white. You can move. I know you got money. You can move. He said it's funny as heck to see Axelrod call Hong crazy, but in a nicer way. Hong really didn't like this and shot back. She said, I've spent more time in kitchens than faculty lounges. Perhaps you'd like to come to Wisconsin and work a Friday night dinner rush with me. P.S. At me next time. At me next time, she wrote. Axelrod also slammed Hong's twisted views on holidays, saying it all will cost her votes and that Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA, platform is completely ludicrous. So I think there are issues, as Axelrod speaking, that unify Democrats, and then there are things that frankly divide them. He said, I heard the gubernatorial candidate in Wisconsin on CNN with Caitlin Collins saying she would abolish Thanksgiving. Come and take it. I've got the flag ready. It's got a turkey on it. It says "Come and take it." The turkey with the cannon. Come and take it, because she thought it was politically incorrect holiday. You know, I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of Americans excited when you try to abolish Thanksgiving. I think there are actually people who will vote against her on that basis alone. And some of the other stuff. I mean, I look at the Democratic Socialist of America platform, and some of it seems completely ludicrous to me. This is a Democrat speaking, by the way. At least there is some reasonable type mind, right? They're so far off the reservation that they're like, reel it in. You're crazy. But Hong even took another shot at Axelrod, quoting Lever News editor-in-chief David Sirota, who wrote, if Francesca Hong is allegedly so unelectable, why do polls suggest she's on the verge of winning the August 11th election? If the Democratic establishment elites are the masters of electability, why have they been losing so many elections? Cheating. Just saying. That's what happened in California. Hong should pay attention to what happened in Michigan, of course. Polls showed El Sayed with a double-digit lead over Haley Stevens, and he ended up winning by a point. Neera Tanden, who worked for the Biden administration, also came out against Hong and urged voters to pick David Crowley in Tuesday's primary. The best part is Hong's supporters have decided that this makes Tanden MAGA. Diet MAGA, they're calling it. Maybe the funniest thing we've ever seen on this website. This is Town Hall. The Democratic Socialist supporters are dangerous, unhinged people who think even normal Democrats are now MAGA for opposing their radical socialist candidates. What a time to be alive. If you live in this woman's district, get her. Don't vote for her. You can hear my voice. Don't do that. She's clearly unhinged. She wants to get rid of Thanksgiving. Who in their right mind's like, no, I'd rather go to work instead of eating turkey and spending time with my family. Maybe you don't like turkey. Maybe you like veggies. I don't know. You can stuff some green bean casserole. sweet potatoes, some of them marshmallows. Better than working, isn't it? Better than working. And hey, as someone who has employees, by all means, I want to pay for that day off. I want everybody to enjoy it. Take Black Friday too. Take the next day. Some of us has more than one Thanksgiving dinner to go at. You get those, the mom and the mother-in-law. Got to go to both. Grandparents, aunts and uncles Thanksgiving. We got 3, 4, 5 of them we got to go to every year. I just drink a lot of water and go from house to house to house. But this woman wants to get rid of Thanksgiving. This woman is bonkers. Francesca Hong. And the Democrats are pointing it out, and I hope and I pray that more and more of these DSA candidates the truth is shown about them, and all of this DSA stuff just goes away. I really hope and pray that it just goes away, that enough truth about it comes out and people are going, you know what? Socialism is nuts. And we don't want to burn it all to the ground. Yes, the system we have right now is broken, but at least it ain't that. Right? At least it ain't that. Whew. Well, Samuel Alito just made a huge announcement this week about his potential retirement. He's not leaving. He's not leaving, folks. Justice Samuel Alito channeled his inner Jordan Belfort to declare he's sticking around, causing much heartache throughout liberal America. You could also say he's channeling his inner Michael Jordan, because how many times did he retire before he actually retired? But he says you can hear the collective groans in liberal America. There was increased speculation about the future plans for one. For the future plans of one of the conservative wing's most vocal voices, especially since National Public Radio posted a piece about his retirement on the final day of Supreme Court opinions in June. He's told the Wall Street Journal he's here to stay for another term. He ain't leaving. Yes, NPR took down the story and posted a retraction. I don't think I've seen a retraction in NPR since they had print. I mean, that's been a long time. But the story behind NPR's epic foul-up was as unreal and sloppy as it is its supposed unbiased journalism. Nina Totenberg was again the face of this calamity, saying she misheard an announcement, but then that story turned out to be untrue. For goodness sake, call the Public Information Office, guys. I mean, why wouldn't you call it? You see, oh, well, I had a source tell me this, but let me go call and make sure. You have to verify stories. You can't just report blindly. Well, I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. You've been messing around. Oh yeah. That story has merit. Do you got footage of this thing happening? No. You got audio of this thing happening? No. Who's your source? This guy told this girl who told my former roommate's friend who. So thank you for staying, Justice Alito, Samuel Alito, and thank you for continuing to be a voice for the Constitution and upholding it. Yeah, I hope that if and when you retire, well, when, because there's going to be a when you retire, that someone that comes up behind you is just as much of a constitutionalist as you are, sir. You are definitely a blessing to conservative America and America in general. Absolutely. Well, they've done it again. Apparently, they're seeing aliens again. Because whenever there's aliens, it means it's like, look over here. They want you to forget that we're still in Iran dealing with the Strait of Hormuz stuff, and the gas prices are still up. Gotta. So, although we know that that's going on still, and we're frustrated by it, we have this video that shows U.S. military tracking what appears to be a mysterious object flying over the Middle East in 2025. Oh boy. So let me get this video clip up to be shared with you guys. We're going to check it out. This is from the Department of War releases.
Now, tirzepatide for weight management is available in a dissolvable tablet. It's not the injection and doesn't offer the same strength or clinical evidence as the injectable form, and results will differ from the injection. But for patients who don't want shots, this tablet option is worth exploring. Understanding results.
I was trying to share the this is how it goes, guys. This is when you do it live, it happens. It happens. And you try to share something, and there's ads. It's just the way it is sometimes. Well, let me get this video clip pulled up for you guys once more. They got to make it the most complicated version of how to play a video. Try to get it going here. Of course, it turns the sound off too. All right, so here we go. Apparently, we're tracking this object wherever it is. I'm not seeing it. Oh, okay. So there's this little black ball there. Yeah, there you go. A little closer. Camera couldn't quite turn fast enough. It's coming across the screen pretty quickly. Let's see. What do you suppose that is? Oh, it's got to be a otherworldly craft, right? It's got to be from another planet. Or hear me out. It could be our own technology. And we've had it for a long, long time. Or if it truly is from another so-called dimension, could be Nephilim, right? Could be. But from another world, that's a tough sell. But let's stay distracted. Let's keep looking at these things that don't actually matter. Because if they really were coming here from another planet, don't you think that they'd stop they'd figure out who the leaders were, and they'd stop in at Washington D.C. Don't you think they'd stop in at Washington D.C. and they'd say, hey, we noticed, you humans are in this place in technology. Don't you think? Don't you think? Or maybe they see us as ants and we wouldn't understand. So I'm hard pressed to believe that these are anything other than one of two things. These are what the Bible would call demons, flying around. They call it Nephilim. They're human fallen angel hybrids, and that's just easier to digest, honestly, because we have scriptural evidence for that. But craft coming from outer space, it's either that or it's our own technology. Because they would say, oh, whatever you see in the public, It's 30 years or more behind what is actually being developed within our military. So I'm going to go with it's one of those two things. Now, the fact that these things can fly all around like that, there's something to it for sure, but don't get too distracted. I do this it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when I think aliens. Ah! I find it humorous. That's why I pick all these silly looking, kind of thumbnail pictures and stuff because, come on, guys, aliens, really? Hey, if you want to believe in them, cool, but it doesn't change. It wouldn't change my belief system a bit. Wouldn't change my belief system a bit. No. And I just don't believe it. Nope. This is, as a matter of fact, there was a woman who came out. She used to be part of quite a few deep government committees and things of the sort, and worked for the government for a very long time. And she came out and said, one of the last cards they're going to try to pull to deceive you is that they're going to try to tell you that aliens are real, but they're not. Plain and simple. She said it in a press conference. I wish I could find that old press conference. I had that video back in 2009. I had that video on an old laptop, but the laptop crashed out on me. I wish I still had that video. I would have played that for you guys on loop. Created a whole channel just so people can go, the last card that they're going, I hope one day I'll find it again. But I remember showing it to several people, and back in 2009. That tells you how long that I've known that this is going to be a thing that they're going to try to deceive people. They're going to try to tell them that aliens are real. It's just a distraction for the most part, and then the rest of it's just to deceive you and try to make you not believe in the one true God of the Bible. It's a deception. Last story, last but not least. They're trying to stop the ballroom from being built, guys. And Trump says the White House ballroom ruling jeopardizes lives of future presidents, and he vows the Supreme Court appeal. After a panel of federal judges ordered a halt to construction on the White House ballroom, President Donald Trump said he will immediately appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. In a True Social post Friday, Trump decreed the 2-1 decision from the U.S. Court of Appeals of the District of Columbia Circuit as horrendous, politically motivated, and unlawful. In a subsequent Truth Social post Friday, Trump also blasted the 2-judge majority, noting one judge was appointed by former President Barack Obama and the other by former President Joe Biden. He took particular issue with the panel's statement at each president is a temporary tenant of the White House, writing that presidents are not tenants but are elected by the American people and have the authority to fix, renovate, secure, protect, and beautify the White House grounds. Barack Obama put in a basketball court. There was a tennis court there for a long time, and he changed it to a basketball court. Nobody had any qualms. As a matter of fact, they praised him for it. It says here in his initial response, the decision earlier on Friday, Trump wrote, the circuit court's decision, which is totally wrong on the vital subject of standing, of which the plaintiff has none, severely jeopardizes the lives and welfare of the people who work and will be working at the White House, including all future presidents of the United States and their families, as well as the lives of those visiting, such as heads of state and other dignitaries, and all Americans who wish to visit the historic, beautiful executive mansion. He also accused the court of refusing to acknowledge that the ballroom, which he said is being built ahead of schedule and under budget, is a gift from President Trump and great patriots of the United States of America. There will be no expense to the American taxpayer, as there hasn't been, The unjust decision must be overturned by the Supreme Court in its entirety, Trump wrote. The appeals court on Friday upheld a lower court decision that paused above ground construction of the proposed 90,000 square foot White House ballroom project, which replaced the demolished East Wing. The earlier ruling allowed work to continue on underground national security facilities and certain safety and security measures, a decision the higher court also upheld. The appeals court said in its 136-page ruling that the decision to build a massive ballroom lies with Congress, not with the executive branch. Trump argued the ruling itself is a national security threat at its highest level because much of the project has already been completed and paid for, calling the decision a national disgrace. A national disgrace. Judges Patricia Millett and Brad Garcia wrote the majority opinion, remarking that there is no precedent for what Trump has done, which we know that's a lie because there's been construction after construction after construction done by almost all the presidents. They've done something, added something. Wonder why they call it the Lincoln bedroom. Who put that in there? That's going back to the 16th. Come on, guys. No precedent? How about the 16th president setting a precedent? And this is bought and paid for. The taxpayers aren't even paying for it. It's bought and paid for. Let it happen. It's not like he's putting in a turret so he could shoot citizens. No. He's asking for something beautiful. No doubt has check glass, because he was admiring the chandeliers during the the correspondence dinner earlier this year. He was talking about the check glass and the chandeliers. But why wouldn't you want something beautiful with bulletproof glass? And why wouldn't you want to protect any future president? Doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. And let me see if I can get this pulled up here. Because I know that we're winding down here, and I've gotten through my last article, but I got to find somebody to send you guys out, rate you guys out to. If you're on Rumble, get you guys rated out to our friend. Oh, Mischief Buggle's on. We'll raid you out to Mischief. He's a good friend. Like that guy. I'll set up that raid any day. So I'll tell you guys, like I always do, stay in trouble. Stay in trouble, guys. Why do I tell you to stay in trouble? Because if you have Christ in your hearts, you will in fact be in trouble with the world. The world doesn't want you living under his grace. That's your salvation first and foremost, and I pray that each and every one of you has that. The world doesn't want you reading his word, having a relationship with him, or praying to him. No, it can't have that. And it definitely doesn't want you going out and doing something so dangerous as telling others about Jesus. They want you dead for it. So I want to encourage you to do all that anyway. Stay in trouble. Amen. Love you guys. Really do. We'll see you on the next one.
Yeah. They told you what to think, not how to think. Time to wake up. Deprogrammed. Yeah. Static in my head, yeah, they feed it through the screen. Every headline scripted, every angle too clean. They sell fear, sell lies, dress it up as truth. But I see through the smoke, yeah, I'm back to the root. They don't want faith, they want blind compliance. Cancel conviction, silence defiance. But I got fire, ain't hiding in light. Truth in my chest, yeah, I came to fight. They twist what's real, redefine right. Call wrong, progress keep dimming the light. But I read between lines, I don't follow the wave. I was lost, now I'm found, yeah, I broke from the cave. I won't bow, I won't bend. Truth don't change with the trend. Through the noise, through the lies, I can finally see with open eyes. Break the signal, cut the lies. Hear the truth, it never dies. Turn it up, let it roar. We ain't playing this game no more. Deprogrammed, yeah, we rise. Faith and fire in our eyes. Stand tall, unashamed, we were lost, but now we're deprogrammed.